Directed in 2009 by one Ruben Fleischer. Fleischer? I don't know how to pronounce that. Zombieland is a 2009 horror comedy. Now, honestly, it is. I don't know whether this movie is. No, it's a comedy movie with some horror elements into it. That's what this movie is. I was gonna say I wasn't sure if this is a horror movie with comedic elements or a comedy movie with horror elements. But like honestly, it's supposed to be a comedy movie with horror elements. I think if you're unfamiliar with the 2009 release of Zombieland, it's starring one Jesse Eisenberg as like a paranoid sort of thin freak. He kind of plays the same role in every movie. I'll be honest, like punchable dork or whatever, you know what I mean? Like a twitchy, punchable dork, know it all, smart ass sort of thing, you know what I mean? Even in here, he has like smart ass quips or whatever, but for the most part, they're in his head because he knows if he says them out loud, the other character, Woody Harrelson, his character Tallahassee, will beat him up for it. Now in this movie, Jesse Eisenberg's name is Columbus because it's the plot of the movie revolves around a zombie apocalypse and unlikely duo Jesse Eisenberg being Columbus and Tallahassee being Woody Harrelson, forming a duo and going to get revenge on these girls during this apocalypse because they both are surviving this zombie outbreak that happened as soon as somebody ate this contaminated burger from gulping gas or some shit like that. I don't know. It's really shitty how the movie starts. And let me before I get into the plot of it, really, I love this movie. Like I remember super loving this movie as a kid. I remember one of my favorite scenes. I was like, one of my favorite scenes I remember is the beginning, like Jesse Eisenberg's life before when he was like, "Yep, third week in a row indoors playing World of Warcraft." Leaning tower of pizza boxes and Mountain Dew Code Red, and I was like, that doesn't sound bad at all, man. I don't know. I was like, that doesn't sound like a bad life. That's what my brother does. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, that doesn't sound like a bad lifestyle at all. But I remember loving that scene. I just remember loving the relationship and like the banter between Tallahassee and Columbus. Like I thought they were fantastic. I remember loving Zombieland too. Also loving the main blonde in that movie and like that being super crazy and being like a pretty dope sequel. But I remember really loving Zombieland and actually another memory I have that's a little bit more bittersweet now was I remember being away at sleepaway camp and it being my first sort of sense of independence and being on my own for a bit and like absolutely hating it. Like I was super like afraid and scared and like it was pretty clicky and stuff like that and I felt like I didn't know anybody. And after like 3 weeks of that or like after like 2 weeks of that no after a month of being on my own, like I had like a weekend where I went back home for my with my family for like a bit, but like other than that, like I was like just like with a bunch of kids and staff the whole time, and then I was watching Zombieland on my day off and my ex had come to visit me on the what's it called, the campgrounds, I guess, you know what I mean. And like I just remember running up to them and like hugging them and being like, oh my god, thank you so much, something that like I care about or something that can like ground me to like the world, because I felt like I don't know, I felt like I was in a weird bubble, in a weird limbo space in camp. And I'll go into that at another time, but I remember that being such a bittersweet memory because like I remember like it probably was the beginning scene of actually of Zombieland where he was like talking about World of Warcraft and his roommate 406, who was played by Amber Heard, by the way. I had to go back and like there was only 7 name credits like at the end. I was like, oh really? Neighbor 406 has a name, and I was like, Amber Heard, what? And I went back and I'm like, oh dude, it totally is Amber Heard. But yeah, no. The very bittersweet memory of that as well. But I mean, I just remember watching this movie like as a kid, like like a shit ton, and like just like really laughing my ass off at it. And looking back, it doesn't hold up as much. It's not as funny as I thought. It's pretty stereotypical. Like, actually, if I could be wrong about this, but like I think this movie was dropped around the time as like Spike is like 3D or like the 3D era of movies, because like it just looked like all the zombies were like trying to throw at the get thrown at the screen and stuff like that. They were smashing stuff all over and like yeah. There was like a lot of scenes where stuff was being thrown around and explosions and like a lot of stuff in your face. I mean, it's an action movie. I mean, nah, it's a horror comedy, but there's a lot of action involved because like there's a lot of zombie killing and stuff like that. And so like, yeah, if again, I gave this movie like 5 stars or 4.5 stars when I first saw it. Now it's definitely like a 4 star, maybe guilty pleasure 4.5 star watch. But like, yeah, I definitely nostalgia definitely has a big pull on this movie because it is not as yeah, it's quite memorable. It has some really nice moments, but it just I don't know, it's just not life changing or anything. It isn't insanely hilarious and it isn't really scary either. I mean, most of the horror elements come from like jump scares and really bad CG and like zombie gore and stuff like that. And it's not even really anything, out of this world or crazy. I mean, I guess for kids, definitely wouldn't be like my first movie suggestion. I mean, 10 plus, I think could probably handle it, but I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend this to like a kid movie, to anyone with kids or like to watch with kids. It's not like a family movie or anything like that. I actually wanted to show this to a friend of mine because she's like not good with horror. And I was like, yeah, there's like a few jump scares in this movie, but I think for the most part, it's pretty funny. It's like a good relationship movie. They get like backstabbed by, oh my gosh, Emma Stone and Abigail Breslin. I didn't remember Abigail Breslin's name in this movie because I think that's the only actor I really didn't know. I know Woody Harrelson, I know Eisenberg, I know Emma Stone. I actually this might be the first role I ever saw her in. I was like 7 when this came out, so but I probably saw it like in 2010 through 12 like a bunch of times. But yeah, Emma Stone, Woody Harrelson, Abigail, and Jesse Eisenberg. They were all like super dope. My favorite relationship did actually. It started out obviously as uh, Tallahassee and Columbus. I really like that their dynamic. I love how much of a hard ass and badass Woody Harrelson is. Like from the moment he steps out of his truck at the beginning with like those boots to the standoff they go on to, just like how crazy he gets, like ramming like blowing up that car. No, not blowing up the car, like smashing the car in with the pipe after they get like their car stolen by the girls. It's really he's really explosive character. I don't know. I love really strong explosive characters. I mean, I don't know. I relate to them a ton, but I also think he was really funny. Like he was very like rude and southern and like I don't know, a very strong character, similar to John Goodall's character, John Goodman's character, John Goodall. Oh my God, his character in Walter in The Big Lebowski, a very strong, explosive, and sort of in your face character, and like I love it, man, because even at the times where he gets outsmarted, he's just like he's like really funny. He has a really big ego. Like there's like a moment where they're bonding and it's become my more favorite relationship, which is Tallahassee and Little Rock, which is Abigail Breslin's character, who is Emma Stone's little sister in this character. Now, a character in this movie. I love Little Rock and Tallahassee's relationship, because I started off rooting for Columbus and Tallahassee, like that clear like clash of like, oh, we're very different. Like I'm a pussy, I'm a coward, I'm like playing by the rules, and this is like a badass who's surviving just off his like instinct and like like his skill and what he knows. You know what I mean? And so like that relationship is really dope. But then when you introduce those two characters to Emma Stone, what's your character's name in this? Wichita, yeah, Wichita and Little Rock. When you introduce those two characters, not only do they have a really nice little sister, older sister dynamic or whatever, but like they play really well into Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson's characters as well. Like their relationships are super dope. You're meant to obviously root for Jesse and Wichita, or Columbus and Wichita to get together to be like the main couple. And then you just sort of have like the extras playing with each other. What the hell? You just sort of have the other characters having an unlikely duo, sort of like what Columbus and Tallahassee had at the beginning. To Tallahassee and Little Rock, they sort of like they have sort of a father-daughter relationship because Columbus wants to go to Columbus, Ohio to see his family. That's why he's driving there. And then like when they're driving with Wichita, Emma Stone's character, he finds out that it's been burned down, so he kind of has nowhere to go, stays with them. Woody Harrelson's character, Tallahassee, is going to Tallahassee. I forget why, but like I think uh, his biggest moment, or like his biggest development as a character, is when you learn that he tells Jesse Eisenberg's character that he lost his boy, and Jesse, I don't know, immediately assumes it's a dog, like it's a puppy, because he says puppy. I think I lost my pup, and so his mind immediately goes to a puppy, and then later on in the movie when he's explaining how he lost his pup again, it clicks to Jesse Eisenberg that it's like I keep wanting to say his whole name, dude. I don't know. It's kind of like a Tribe Called Quest. You want to say the whole thing. I don't want to say Columbus as much, but I love saying Tallahassee for Woody Harrelson, and like I don't remember Abigail's name too much, but Little Rock is cool, and Wichita I didn't remember for a second, but Wichita, it's kind of sick. All right, um, yeah, no, but their relationships are super interesting. You're initially supposed to vote for Jesse and Emma Stone to get together, and then like eventually Woody Harrelson and Abigail have their moments together. It's like a father daughter thing. He teaches her how to shoot, but like more accurately. And then there's also a moment where they're bonding in the car where he's like, wait, you're telling me you haven't heard about Willie Nelson or like Gandhi or and then there's like a scene where she's driving, and it's really funny because like she's like 15 or whatever, 12. I don't know how she's supposed to be in the movie. She's like 15 and she's driving, and then he's like, and they're like everyone's screaming at her and teaching her how to drive and stuff. And there's another scene where she's driving where he's like, "Let me get it straight." So she's famous with the wig on and off, and she's like, "No, no, no." She's Hannah Montana with the wig on. She's famous when she's not. She's not famous. She's Miley Cyrus, and that kind of it's funny because that kind of aged poorly. Because I think, oh well, maybe not. Maybe Miley Cyrus was already a celebrity back then, like releasing music on as Miley Cyrus too. But what's it called? Yeah. Just the relationships, the dynamics, and how they work in this movie were super fun. Even Columbus finding out information about Wichita by like taking Little Rock to the theater in Bill Murray's mansion, and that was a super fun moment too. That Columbus's character is super panicky and wouldn't like take a zombie thing like as a joke and like immediately shot Bill Murray. But yeah, like the relationship he had with Little Rock there for a moment, then showing her Ghostbusters and like being like, oh, does she like a bad boy, and then spilling the popcorn, like a really funny, like a little funny gag like that. Every once in a while, it's pretty funny. But this movie strives in like the dialogue. I think like I don't think it's crazy. It's no Big Lebowski. All right? There's no real fucking crazy comedy. It's no Shaun of the Dead. But like I really did. I know comparison is the thief of joy. I know, but like when I think of like comedy and like zombies and like horror movies, stuff like that. Like I do think of some great movies and like even like some great horror movies, even like Scream and stuff like that. Like they have some like good dialogue and some funny moments like that. But like this movie really strives in its dialogue. I think the narration of Columbus is kind of a bit annoying, but I mean like it works with like his whole list thing. I kind of really like the visuals in this movie a ton, from like the shots to the visuals that they had. Like they threw on like rule number whatever on the screen at all times, and sort of had like callbacks to that. Like whenever he would kill someone twice, it would show double tap, or even like when they showed the kills of the week, that was like a super funny like cutaway gag or whatever that it would go to. And I don't know, like direction wise, this was a super like easy movie to follow. And like I kind of watched it in the morning and then also like at work, and it was just a fun little ride. Ironically enough, because they end in like a Six Flags style amusement park. It actually is it is a decent ride. I mean, there's obviously dumb mistakes and inconsistencies and stuff I could probably point out. Like I saw like a video immediately after, and it was like explaining why the first scene was stupid, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess so. But like I kind of didn't really care, you know what I mean? Like they were pointing out how Woody Harrelson was like like beating up a car with a metal pipe and making a ton of noise, but no zombies came. And I was like, yeah, I guess I don't know. It's all like, it's a shitty zombie movie. You know what I mean? And it was like a shitty zombie movie meant to be like in 3D too. You can tell again, like all of the like some of the scenes where like zombies getting thrown at you or falling off something, and like you're the bottom perspective or whatever, or like explosives being thrown off, or like yeah, shells being like shot at the screen or whatever. It's I don't know. It was very much so a gimmicky, cheesy movie, and yeah, I did really love the dialogue. Though. I did love the way that the characters interacted with each other, and some of the one liners I thought were pretty funny. Bill Murray, what's it called? Bill Murray getting praised for like 5 minutes straight by Woody Harrelson is super funny, and like the awkward like just having to accept it that most celebrities do. Like some of just like the throwaway lines, like I'm sure you get this all the time. Wait, probably not anymore, you know, because it's a zombie apocalypse. Like little moments like that are like made me exhale through my nose. And like, I don't know, especially with the last message of the movie being like, enjoy the little things. I don't know. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was a sweet little ending. I definitely, remember loving it way more. And like, I don't remember laughing way more, but I remember just like loving the movie way more. And like sometimes like even wanted to like play it back like immediately, you know what I mean? But maybe that was just a lot of my, maybe that was just a lot of my special personality traits as a kid. I don't know. I'm sorry. I keep looking over to the cast and the information for Zombieland because Ruben Fisher, who also Flesher, who did this movie, also directed Zombieland Double Tap, which is a kind of cute play on words because that's the second rule, that's the first rule or whatever, or second rule because the first one's cardio or whatever. I don't know. This does like a bunch of different rules. Enjoy the little things. Double tap. Always check the back seat. Never drink what strangers give you or some shit like that. I don't know. He also directed Double Tap, but he also directed Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Or Now You See Me, Now You Don't too, or whatever. Like the second Now You See Me movie. And I kind of really enjoyed that movie as well. So I don't know if he just has to deal with Jesse Eisenberg or what, but I saw he also directed Venom with Ed Hardy and oh my gosh, there's another fucking is it starring Oscar Isaac or something? What else did he direct? I'm like getting mad right now because like I literally looked it up just now. Uncharted, yeah, Uncharted, Gangster Squad, 30 minutes or 30 minutes or less. Is that also Jesse Eisenberg? Jesus, man. They've got a deal going on, man. Action comedy film. I mean, that might be my next movie. Oh, dang, sorry. But yeah, no, Zombieland. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's like a fun like comedy, like that has like some jump scares or whatever, and obviously the premise is a little bit spooky, and so like sometimes you're like looking over your shoulder and stuff, but like it quickly develops to be like a like a like a comedy movie that has like some zombies in it. So I definitely recommend checking it out. That was Film Friday, Angels Reach. Whatever. Let me know what you think of the movie or if you've seen it or not. Bye.